Last Sunday, the gospel spoke of the Samaritan woman at the well and encountered with Jesus. The theme was, of course, on water and wants us to get to think about baptism and the renewal of baptismal vows at Easter. I spoke on the theme of thirst. There are 4 human thirsts, which we all have. A thirst for healthy personal identity, a thirst for intimacy and relationships, a thirst for meaningful work, and the thirst for a life-giving spirituality. The theme of today's scripture has to do with sight and blindness. It ought to be our constant prayer to be able to see. Faith is defined as a way of seeing. Failure to attend our thirst is due to blindness. Jesus said, "This is why I speak to them in parables. Though seeing, they do not see. Though hearing, they do not hear or understand. For this people's heart has become calloused. They hardly hear with their ears and have closed their eyes." To close one's eyes is to walk in darkness, but it is more than that. It is not to have faith. It is ignorance and unbelief, which is the want of spiritual light. As John wrote, "Light has come into the world, but men love darkness instead of the light." Dante, in his Divine Comedy, said that midway through life, I woke to find myself in a dark wood where the right road was wholly lost and gone. Judy Conanto in Midlife Darkness follows up on the theme by finding darkness. She writes about disillusionment. During midlife, we may find that who we are is a large case of misidentification. The crisis unmasks us, and we become aware that we have lived much of our life according to the expectations of others. As a result, we do not know who we really are. How can we answer the thirst for healthy personal identity if we do not ask for God to reveal our true self to ourselves, but continue to walk in darkness? Disillusionment may also be accompanied by a sense of disconnection from ourselves, from others, and from God. Although we no longer want to identify ourselves by the values someone else has chosen for us, we might not know who we truly value or what we are. Yet when we dare to open ourselves, we soon learn that God's essential nature is compassionate, and that our entire life has been a narrative filled with God's efforts to say over and over again, "I love you." As we continue to be stripped of this false self, we are also stripped of false image of God. I wrote 2 sermons for this Mass. Well, I didn't know it was going to be this Mass because I didn't know what Mass I was going to get. So I chose this one because most of you are of age. And so I wanted to talk about midlife. Somehow we have to look back on our life and when did I walk in darkness and am I still walking in darkness? When I go to the doctors say to me now, at your age, well, they begin to know that there are certain stages in life we go through. And if we're in this particular stage, we need to see how we are walking in darkness and what we are blind to, even to our own identity. I like it when doctors say today, I wouldn't worry about that, which means you're going to be dead by the time that ripens. Yeah. Our diminishment usually translates into less energy or ability to do what one once did more easily. As we begin to come to terms with our dwindling capacities, we start to learn to let go, to live the essential and abandon the peripheral. We can have a newfound appreciation for the gift of simple things, the rhythm of drawing in and exhaling each breath, the look of love in the eyes of a friend, the joy that comes from living life in service, something greater than ourselves. I heard the other day that someone took under their wing a boy that was certainly going to end up in great trouble. He belonged to a gang. And so they taught him, you have to do something for somebody. And they gave him several options. He chose to open a door. So he went to the market, and he opened the door for people going in. And he said, I really feel good about doing something for somebody else. I really feel like doing something. He changed his life simply by doing something for somebody else, opening a door. There's an invitation from God to choose life. The process of learning to choose life may require that we halt much of the activity that fills our days and simply be still. Are you reading the black book that we gave you? You should be reading that every day. There's a great thing in there that tells us to be still and to meditate. Today's the feast of St. Joseph, so happy feast day to the Josephs among us. But because it falls on a Sunday, we don't celebrate St. Joseph Day. But there's a good piece in the Black Book about St. Joseph. It is then that we see clearly that all our things lead us to God. God's thirst for us, our thirst for God. These are the factors that move us nearer to God and draw us deeper into the divine, to embrace the divine. Each of us needs to pray today, Lord, that I may see. I may see what we have become, what we are yet to be, and you are there. Your creative hand still in my life, creating me, you and me together. Lord, that I may see.